Hello, check. Yeah. Good? Okay.
All right, I'll do an intro and we'll jump into it.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool, here we go. Welcome back to another live and amplified Indie Fusion podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are here at In a Jam down by the river, season 5, day 4, some kind of numbers, something's going on here. But we got Dave Becker. How's it going today?
It's going good. Good morning.
Good morning. You're consistently up about the same time I am, which is
Well, here's my problem. No matter how late I stay up,
Yeah.
I wake up when the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So I either don't sleep and stay up late and pick, or I get some sleep. But either way,
you're up about
me,
the same.
me and the roosters get up. So
That's how I am usually, but where I'm staying at, you can't tell the difference between day and night because you just don't see the sun.
it's,
So it's like I'll sleep all day if I could.
that could be helpful or not.
Yeah. So I had to, luckily last night, had too much to drink, so I was getting up about every 3 hours to go to the bathroom.
Of course.
So it's like, oh, it's 5 a.m. Okay, I got time to go back to bed. Oh, it's 8 a.m. Okay, well, guess it's time to get up. So.
Well, I've got this kind of protocol for festivals like this when there's late night jamming, as there is here. Towards the end of the last show, I go back to the trailer and lay down, and I set my alarm for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And usually I can fall asleep, but even if I don't, I just go quiet for 30 minutes. Then I get up, make a pot of coffee, pour a healthy amount of bourbon in my cup,
Nice.
and we're off.
Nice. That's cool. Actually, that's the way to do it because, like, even the 30 minutes, even if you don't fall asleep, just like shutting down all your other senses.
Yeah, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
It's a reboot, but that's what works for me.
Nice. That's really cool. So, how many years have you been coming to?
This is year 4 for us.
So you came in second year.
So yeah.
How'd you get introduced to Dustin?
You know, Dustin and I met at a music business event over at Texas A&M several years ago.
Okay.
At one point, they had a kind of a icebreaker thing. They assigned everybody to pick somebody they don't know.
Yeah.
And if you have your instruments, share a song with each other.
Yeah.
And we both did. Anyway, being at least 20 years older than everybody in the room, they weren't just rushing over to meet the old guy.
Yeah.
And this young guy came up with his hand out and said, "Hi, I'm Dustin Brown. I'd like to hear what you do."
Yeah.
So that's how we met. I was so impressed that he would take the time to come introduce himself and sit down and share his music with me. We've just been friends ever since.
That's really cool. And then he brought you out that second year.
Yeah.
Now, you were still in Texas at that point. Or?
Yeah. In fact, I've still got one foot in Texas.
Yeah.
But we're spending as much time as we can up in Washington. All the grandbabies are there.
Nice.
So I've got the band here and the grandbabies there. It's a frequent flyer arrangement.
Yeah, for sure. Those frequent flyer programs are class. Like
we tried driving for a while. Last year I drove all the way from Washington to this event.
Yeah.
I pulled up here after 4 days of driving and just went straight into party mode.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
I knew better than to do that this year.
Right. So you played yesterday. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And you guys sounded good. They were troubleshooting some issues during your band because I could hear that. What was it? The bass, I think, was kicking really loud out of here.
Yeah. They had the bass booming somehow. I don't know what, but anyway, they got us dialed in. They got us dialed in.
Because
first year we played out here, the power went off.
Oh, really?
Right after our second song.
Wow.
So we just sat up there diddling around with no sound for about 10 minutes. That was interesting.
Nice.
But,
yeah, that was the year that they did it out on the back deck here?
Yeah, we were on the back deck back here. Yeah.
Nice. How was that experience?
Oh, it was great. The whole thing's just a fantastic concept that Dustin and his friends came up with. Just musicians get together and play for each other. We rarely get to hear each other.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we've got a single out, you know, we can catch it on a streaming service or whatever, but it's not the same as seeing each other play live. That's where you really know and feel what each other are doing. And an event like this is just, it's an amazing networking and just kind of music family building event, and I'm so happy to see it continuing. Each year it's a little bigger and a little stronger and
a little better. And
yeah, it really is. And if folks listening, if you haven't been, I highly encourage you to come. If you're a music lover, you're a music player, anywhere in between, there'll be a spot for you here, and you will have a good time.
yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, I never saw a crowd on Friday night when John Fulbright was playing.
Oh yeah,
That was probably the biggest crowd I've ever seen here.
Yeah.
Like that was
well, John Fulbright is absolutely amazing, and I can't remember the last time that I saw someone play to a nice sized crowd like
Yeah.
that, and at the end of the song, it was dead silent.
Yeah,
He had put the spell on them, and so extreme that they were just like, wow,
what are we doing?
how do I even respond to that?
Right.
And then they just erupted into applause, of course. But the moment of silence at the end, I thought was louder than the applause.
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely crazy. Like I'm sure you heard the story when I was talking to Torrin just a few minutes ago, but when John was playing, I walked in like halfway through his set because somebody wanted to do a podcast really quick, and I was like, okay, let's do it. I'll catch the back half of John's set, And I walked down there, and everybody was just sobbing, like crying, and I'm like, what did I miss? Or is everybody's allergy? Like, because that was the day, like, the ragweed was really bad, and everybody was just like,
No,
trying to
that
fight
was just a combination of superb songwriting and professional delivery.
Yeah.
I tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
what, he is. If you haven't seen him, you are missing out, and you better go find him while you can.
Oh yeah, he's doing something special, and that dude needs to be recognized beyond every accolade.
I couldn't agree more.
Like any accolades, Grammys, whatever it is.
It's the most impressive live performance that I've gotten to see in recent years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Again, it was last year, and this year I was like, well, they won't be able to top that, but yes, they can.
Yeah. John Fulbright's performance on Friday was reminiscent of the first time I saw Billy Strings down in the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
That like.
You know it when you see it.
Yep. Oh yeah. It was magic.
Yeah.
So where are you kind of at creatively right now? What are you working on?
Writing has been a little bit slow lately because I've been in home repair mode for a few months here.
Fair.
But yeah, I write quite a bit. I've got 4 new ones this year. That's a little bit of a slow year. I usually get 6 or 8 songs a year out. But writing's still going good. We've been recording a lot. I've spent a lot of time up at Big Note Studio in Abilene, and I've got more songs recorded ready for release than I've released. I've got 15 songs out, and I've probably got 25 recorded and ready to go, but we just haven't had time to sit down and go through a release strategy and what are we going to do first, and are we going to bundle any of them and put an EP together or just do all singles. So we're still having all those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. In this day and age, it's one of those hard strategies to kind of figure out. Like, if you're only playing every so often, is it even worth putting out like a full project? Or
it's just for me, my first album that went out. The CDs, of course, nobody has CD players anyway. The CDs have just become expensive business cards for me.
Yeah,
I hand them out, and
your better play is to go back real old school and start pressing vinyl.
Put it on vinyl.
Like,
that's another thing we're talking about. Maybe we pulled a couple of the songs off of the first album and repackage them with some of the new stuff and go vinyl. I don't know what we're going to end up doing. Meanwhile, I just keep writing more, and that just makes it more complicated. It's like, but this new one's my favorite one now. We got to figure out what to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tricky business and a tricky, like, there's not a wrong way to do it. It's just you got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Because with the birth of social media and all that stuff, it's like anybody could pop and be a pop star, rock star, superstar overnight. It's just you got to find that right.
You got to have the right platform, the right
song
plan, the right song, all that.
Yeah,
that's right.
But
for us, it's really all about playing live.
Yeah.
The what happens to my music when I release it is of interest, of course, but it's not what I'm. It's not my primary
Yeah.
goal. My primary goal is get out and play as often as I can, as
Yeah.
long as I'm able,
Hell yeah. That's cool. That's really cool.
and that's what we try to do. Just I never say no. If somebody offers us a spot in a festival, if it's the first thing in the morning or
Yeah.
the last show of the festival, or they can't pay much, we say yes. We don't care.
Nice.
We're playing it.
That's cool. That's really cool. So kind of looking forward, you have any shows coming up that you want to push or?
Yeah. There's a festival up in Liberty Hill, Texas, north of Austin, called Liberty Fest.
Okay.
We'll be up there November 9.
Okay.
November 9.
Who do you know who's playing on that bill or
No, I actually haven't seen
the bill?
who all's there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Jomo and the Possum Party were there last year. Several Austin area
Okay.
bands play
Nice.
out there.
Nice. I was telling somebody the other day I really love those like community festivals because every once in a while they'll bring in like a really good regional act or something like that, and then it's all you get to kind of see all the local musicians.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, and that's the way this one is. This was a small friends and friends of friends thing that has gotten started. Jake Whalen that played here yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Fantastic singer-songwriter here in Texas. Look him up if you haven't, Jake Whalen.
Yeah.
But he'll be there. Sorry, I can't remember who else is there, and I know a couple of people haven't even signed yet.
Yeah,
so we'll know by November 9th.
Yeah, you'll show up and you just kind of be there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to check out your music, where's the best place to do that?
You can find me on any streaming service just by looking for Dave Becker, Dave, not David. There is a David Becker out there, and probably 2 or 3 Daves too. But I'm the old guy that sounds like this.
Yeah, fair, very fair. But once again, I want to thank you so much. I'm glad we finally got a chance to sit down.
Yeah,
and do
likewise.
This. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you all later. Cool. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend. I'm glad we got to do that.
Absolutely. So you heading out right now, or?
Yeah, we're jumping on the road. I've got